that line.
Which line? Well, we can do line by line?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 bloopers that broke the whole cast.
Check this out. Folds.
For this list, we're looking at the funniest mistakes, goofs, and other TV moments that were so hilarious they took down practically everyone involved in the scene. Note that we're including outtakes as well as flubs that made their way into the final cut. Which set looks like it would be the most fun to work on? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Son of a Bitch, Supernatural. This season 3 episode sees con artist Bella Talbot do everything she can to steal a lucky rabbit's foot.
Maybe next time, I'll hang you out to dry.
Oh, don't go away, Angry. Just go away.
Have a nice night, boys.
Although ultimately unsuccessful, she does manage to drive away with Dean's winning scratch tickets.
Oh. Forgot, we're at $46,000. Almost forgot about the scratch tickets.
Now, how would you feel if someone disappeared with your chance at winning thousands of dollars? There's certainly no mistaking Dean's feelings as he loudly exclaims,
"Son of a bitch!"
But hang on, is that a smile we see on Sam actor Jared Padalecki's face? According to The Star, his co-star's overzealous response wasn't what he was expecting, but he didn't want to ruin the take, so he turned his head away from the camera to hide his reaction. Number 9, She Drove Me Here, Parks and Recreation. Craig. How do we describe Craig? Well, he's loud, a little intense, never shies away from voicing his opinion, and is very enthusiastic about everything.
Craig Middlebrooks, Samantha in the boardroom, Miranda in the bedroom. I know it's not ideal, but it's who I am. This is my friend Madison. She's amazing, and she drove me here.
He's also hilarious and a beloved addition to the Parks team, courtesy of actor Billy Eichner. In this scene, Leslie puts together a team to brainstorm ideas to improve community relations following the Pawnee-Eagleton merger. Craig introduces himself and his friend Madison, who drove him in. In the blooper, it's clear that everyone's getting a kick out of Eichner's delivery, and Aziz Ansari even eggs him on.
How did you get here?
Are you an idiot? She drove me here.
Who did?
Does anyone want to do shots? There's alcohol in here.
There is alcohol in here.
Of course, it's not long until they all break. We only wish this conversation had made the final cut.
Greg, I might need a ride back home. Could you drive me back to my place?
She drove me here. Damn it.
Number 8, Thor and Dr. Jones, The Big Bang Theory. We wonder how many takes of this classic Big Bang scene it took before the director raised their hand and went, well, good enough. In this season 9 episode, a crowd gathers at the comic book store to see Footprints on the Moon make their musical debut.
Indy's whip snapped, Thor's hammer missed. It was Avenger versus Archaeologist.
The guys have penned some interesting lyrics, but we commend their commitment. In fact, in the episode that aired, Kaylee Cuoco can be seen chuckling when Howard really goes for those high notes.
Thor and Dr. Jones. Thor and Dr. Jones. One plays with lightning, the other plays with boom.
Still, that's nothing compared to the outtake. When Howard tries to harmonize, Cuoco can't contain her laughter, and soon brings some other cast members down too.
One plays with lightning, the other plays with
Number 7, No One is Safe Around Betty White, Hot in Cleveland. This is wild to imagine, but apparently the late great Betty White wasn't meant to be a series regular on Hot in Cleveland. She was initially signed on as a guest star in the pilot episode. But come on, it's Betty White. Of course folks loved her.
I'm coming! I know what action means!
So do I, but it's been so long.
And if she hadn't been convinced to join the cast, we may never have gotten so many hilarious bloopers. In one of our favorites, White's Elka talks about her dating profile.
In fact, that's my screen name. Bender over. I signed up when my bender was over. I signed up when my bender was over.
White can barely get through the punchline without giggling, which sets off a domino effect with her scene mates. In fact, it's so funny that it even gets called back to in a later outtake.
I have a feeling we have another bender over.
Number 6, Cricket fakes it. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Charlie and Mac are reunited with old friend Pete, but they're disappointed that he's more together than they remembered. So they turn to Cricket to help lure the old Pete out with what can only be described as an exorcism.
Let's go through the basic beats, all right? Talk a bunch of Latin.
Yeah, that's me. I'll fake it.
What do you mean you'll fake it? You don't know your Latin anymore?
Don't worry about it. I can sell anything.
There's just one problem. Cricket doesn't know the required Latin to perform such a task. Now let's cut to the outtake. Cricket waxes lyrical about the importance of faking it, and something about his co-star's reaction suggests that maybe this wasn't the dialogue they expected. They try to play along, but can barely get through a sentence without giggling. They're certainly not faking just how funny they find this scene.
Sometimes you don't fake it.
Okay.
And it just ends naturally.
Okay.
Number 5, the couch gag. Boy Meets World. Eric spends this episode in an array of disguises as he seeks vengeance on Topanga.
Don't you worry about Topanga.
But it turns out he's no match for her, physically or mentally. Unfortunately, one of his more creative yet ill-thought-out costumes didn't make the final cut. However, the bloopers can be seen at the end of the episode.
He's never leaving, is he? Never. I'm only asking because it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're crushing Eric.
Sean and Angela have been sitting on the couch embracing for a while, seemingly unaware that Eric's hiding in the cushions. His reveal is so funny that it breaks everyone, and since it didn't make the final cut, we can only imagine the amount of takes ruined by laughter.
You gotta get off me!
Number 4, Ross plays the bagpipes. Friends. Ross Geller is at the center of 2 hysterical Friends bloopers that broke everyone involved. But before we pivot onto our pick, we just had to take a second to appreciate this moment. The cast managed to one-up their own hilarity a couple of seasons later when Ross showcases his newfound talent to the gang and urges them to join in, which Phoebe does.
You know the song. Sing along.
In the aired episode, you can see that Jennifer Aniston struggles to maintain composure. However, she's far from the only one who catches the giggles in this blooper. We get it, we've probably watched this scene hundreds of times, and it never gets less funny. Number 3, Kitty's Dance, That 70s Show. In the episode, Kitty and the girls head to a club for Donna's bachelorette party. The usually wholesome matriarch unveils a wild streak when she starts grooving in front of the exotic dancer.
I need room to roam. Born free as the something free.
It's so funny that even in the episode, Mila Kunis can be spotted openly laughing. However, as this outtake shows, she wasn't the only one who found the moment hysterical. Even Deborah Jo Rupp can't keep a straight face. According to the actress, she improvised the whole thing and intended to keep going until someone yelled cut.
I had never done it full out during rehearsal because I just didn't know what I was going to do. So tape night, I did it full out.
We imagine she would have kept dancing for a while, as everyone was probably doubled over and too breathless to call it anyway.
Mila couldn't speak. Laura's behind me. They are collapsed in laughter, and no one's yelling cut. So I just keep dancing and dancing.
Number 2, the plasma TV, The Office. The dinner party episode was beloved by critics and fans alike, and for good reason.
I was watching Jim's face.
I was watching Jim.
And he was laughing.
The writing was top-notch, the acting was on point, and it gave us one of our favorite The Office bloopers. Michael shows Jim and Pam his new plasma TV during a tour of his and Jan's home. The camera then shows it.
I actually hung this on the wall myself. It's good. I want to show you something. A lot of people in the room, you need more space. Voila, right into the wall. Wow.
If you thought that was funny, check out this outtake.
I guess what surround sound means is that, right over here, Jim.
They can barely keep it together, but Steve Carell's attempts to keep going just make them break even more. The actor acknowledges that it's going to be a long day.
We have 2 speakers. What? Honey? Oh, Jesus. This is terrible. We'll never finish this episode.
Eventually, they completely lose it, and everyone needs a moment to regroup. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Don't Work with Children, Breaking Bad. This baby won't take directions.
I don't think she feels very safe. I think she feels unsafe. She says, I respect you.
Live Laughter, Will and Grace. Who knew bathrooms or eyebrows could be so amusing?
What happened to your eyebrow?
You Want a Piece of Me? Seinfeld. A confrontation hilariously interrupted by giggles.
You're saying you want a piece of me?
Ted's Story, How I Met Your Mother. Things take a sharp turn and no one can stop thinking about it.
There was this barefoot dude with weirdly sharp testicles.
Oh, come on.
A forking good blooper, The Good Place. The cast couldn't stop laughing, and Ted Danson was reportedly reduced to tears.
None of this would have happened if you hadn't mugged. Look at
What?
the anticipation.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, The Elephant Story, The Carol Burnett Show. According to Carol Burnett's memoirs, a golden rule of sorts on her show was that everyone should stay in character.
I go around circling like that. I thought it was so laughable at the time.
But here's the thing, when something's just that darn funny, the rules pretty much mean squat. During this installment of the family sketch, the group plays a game of password. Mickey Hart, played by Tim Conway, tells such a ridiculous story about elephants that everyone, including Burnett, struggles to maintain their composure.
They was joined at the end.
The more details he adds, the more they begin to crack.
I kind of felt sorry for them. They couldn't go like the other elephants when they go.
However, it's Vicki Lawrence as Mama who finally fully breaks them all. It's still one of the funniest TV bloopers of all time.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.